Chapter 49, Livestock Making, Skin Painting. It was late at night, but the Forbidden City was wide awake. Lin Tianyuan was shell-shocked. However, this blow knocked him down a peg or two from his arrogance. Following Lin Jufeng's reprimand, Lin Tianyuan began to reflect on his actions during this period of time. He was scared. Thinking about it, his back broke out in cold sweat. It was instantly drenched. Fortunately, I have uncle. Otherwise, my Yuha God dynasty would have truly been in trouble, Lin Tianyuan said with lingering fear. His pride, arrogance, and his ego were nowhere to be found in him at this moment. It was already incredibly late in the night. A eunuch saw Lin Tianyuan standing in the palace for a long time. He said softly, "Your Majesty, it's already late. Please rest now." "No need. I want to leave the palace and visit my court officials one by one." Lin Tianyuan shook his head. After his reflection, he began to think of ways to reverse what he had done. Fortunately, the court officials that he had deposed were still in the imperial capital. They still haven't left. After all, their families were huge and they had a lot of people under their care. It just wasn't possible for them to leave so quickly. Lin Tianyuan visited them overnight and talked to them one by one, persuading them to come back. He had made a mistake and was willing to correct it. He would appease these court officials tonight and interrogate that slut tomorrow. In the cold palace, Lin Jufeng's divine soul returned and merged with his body. The white cat wrote and asked, "What happened in the Forbidden City?" Lin Jufeng replied softly, "A mountain spirit used a strange cultivation technique and changed its body shape and appearance. It entered the harem and caused trouble, creating unrest. I went out there to expose her." The white cat looked at Lin Jufeng in surprise. It moved its claws and wrote, "A mountain spirit." Yes. Lin Jufeng carefully introduced concubine Ming's original appearance. The white cat listened before it silently wrote a few words. "Mountain ghost race." Lin Jufeng raised his brows and said, "You also think that she's from the mountain ghost race, right?" After seeing concubine Ming's true form, Lin Jufeng suspected that she was from the mountain ghost race that he had read about in those ancient books. There were historical records that in the world back then that had an abundance of spiritual energy. Apart from humans who could cultivate, there were many wild beasts that gained intelligence to the point of being able to cultivate. Like the white cat, they eventually became demons. Among them, there were different types of beasts and races. The mountain ghost race was one of them. Mountain spirits and the mountain ghosts that ordinary people often allegedly encountered were creatures that gained intelligence and slowly cultivated to the point that they became strong enough to become a member of the mountain ghost race. But the history books also mentioned that 1,500 years ago, the mountain ghost race was exterminated and hunted to extinction. He didn't expect that they would reappear 1,500 years later and even target Lin Tianyuan. Mei Niang's skin drawing skills were superb. If it weren't for Lin Jufeng, none of the hundreds of martial sages in the imperial court would have noticed something amiss. They really thought that she was just that innocent teenage girl. I didn't expect them to be so ambitious. The white cat wrote in surprise. Even if they are ambitious, they still need to have the ability to match their ambitions. Else, it is only a pipe dream. Lin Jufeng's expression turned slightly cold. The mastermind must definitely be found. But he shall leave this matter to Lin Tianyuan. After all, Lin Tianyuan probably wanted to know more about the identity of the person behind Mei Niang than anyone else. The next day, Dakin's monthly food delivery came. The white cat followed Lin Jufeng and started to eat and drink. Dakin brought good wine, good food, and the fruits that the white cat liked to eat. "Your Royal Highness, there was an earth-shattering turn of events in the imperial capital last night. Let me tell you about it." Dakin began the small talk like usual. Lin Jufeng drank some wine and asked, "What turn of events?" "I told you last month that Emperor Ming was going to abolish the empress and appoint the imperial concubine Ming as his empress. He really abolished her 2 days ago," Dakin said. "But just last night, or more accurately, in the latter half of the night, an imperial decree was sent out of the city, announcing that the empress had been reinstated. That concubine Ming, who was doted on by Emperor Ming, was instead sent to prison and is currently being strictly monitored. Her crime is bringing disaster to the harem. As Dakin spoke, his confusion grew. This reversal was just too shocking and too sudden. Everyone thought that Emperor Ming had made up his mind to abolish the Empress, but who would have thought that the tables would turn around so fast? The Empress returned to her original position. Nothing happened to her in the end. But the favored concubine Ming was sent to prison. Lin Jufeng chuckled. It's better for you not to inquire about the harem. Your Royal Highness is right. I don't really inquire about the harem. But last night, Emperor Ming left the Forbidden City overnight and went to the residences of every court official. He personally persuaded them to stay. Earlier in the morning, I discovered that they really stayed behind. The court officials were reinstated and they all went to the imperial court early this morning. Dakin felt that he couldn't understand the situation in the imperial capital anymore. 2 days ago, there was a lot of commotion. There was even discord between the emperor and the court officials. The outsiders were starting to look at them as a bunch of clowns. But today, they were suddenly united in harmony. Your Royal Highness, I don't understand the changes in the imperial capital anymore. Dakin sighed. Lin Jufeng laughed and said, I don't understand it either, that's why I stopped bothering about it. Your Royal Highness is right. If I don't understand it, then I should just ignore it. It's better to just do my own thing. Other matters have nothing to do with me. Dakin waited happily for Lin Jufeng to finish his meal. Afterwards, he packed the dishes and took them away. Lin Jufeng and the white cat were both satisfied with their food. Then, they started cultivating on their own. In the evening, Lin Tianyuan came. Since Lin Jufeng refused to see Lin Tianyuan the last time, this was his first time here in a few years. This time, Lin Jufeng let him in. After a single night, Lin Tianyuan aged more than 10 years. He was both mentally and physically exhausted. The moment he saw Lin Jufeng, he immediately knelt down. Pung, pung, pung. Before saying anything, he kowtowed 3 times first. Uncle, thank you for saving my life, Lin Tianyuan said sadly. I'm only doing this for the sake of your father. If there's a next time, even if you'll die, I won't save you, Lin Jufeng said coldly. His attitude towards Lin Tianyuan became cold. Uncle, I know my mistake. From today onwards, I will put my heart and soul into governing the dynasty. I will not think about anything else. Lin Tianyuan was telling him the truth. He was truly disheartened by what had happened. He now had no interest in women at all. What brings you here? Lin Jufeng asked. I've discovered the identity of the mastermind behind that mountain spirit, Lin Tianyuan said solemnly. Who is it? Lin Jufeng was quite curious. The mastermind mentioned by the mountain spirit is a powerful cultivator named Lord Mountain Ghost. He was also the one who gave her the human skin mask. He was also the one who planned all of this, Lin Tianyuan said in a deep voice. Lord Mountain Ghost, where is he? That mountain spirit's status is too low. She doesn't know where Lord Mountain Ghost is. Lin Tianyuan shook his head, his expression looked ugly. What exactly is the method that he used to put on someone else's skin yet none of you were able to discover it? Lin Jufeng asked curiously. It's called livestock making technique. It's a very evil technique that strips the skin off a young lady's body perfectly. After being refined by another secret technique, the skin becomes a vessel for the cultivator. Then, it uses the mountain spirit as a catalyst for the livestock making technique. Once the skin is put on, it will become a beautiful woman's body. With the addition of the art of skin painting technique, it would be a piece of cake to deceive other people with someone else's skin. When Lin Tianyuan was done saying all of these, his heart was in extreme pain. He really regretted it. Chapter 50, Mountain Ghost's Evil Act. Looking at the regretful Lin Tianyuan, Lin Jufeng thought of a sentence. People only regret their decision when they are sober. Lin Tianyuan was obviously sober by now. He had reverted back to his obedient self. Mentioning the livestock making technique and skin painting technique, he couldn't help but feel disgusted. His resentment towards the mountain ghost race soared to the peak. The mountain ghost race must die. Especially that mastermind, Lord Mountain Ghost. Since you already have the relevant information with you, then you'll be in charge of finding this Lord Mountain Ghost. Investigate everything thoroughly and kill those that deserve to die. This matter that almost forced the Yuha God dynasty into chaos cannot be allowed to happen a second time, Lin Jufeng coldly said. He had previously said that he wouldn't help Lin Tianyuan. He would let Lin Tianyuan walk his own path. This time, Lin Tianyuan made a mistake. And Lin Jufeng helped him correct that mistake. But this didn't mean that Lin Jufeng would help him take revenge. There was an abundance of martial sages in the Yuha God dynasty and the territory under his control was vast. Lin Tianyuan had also considerably calmed down by now. In that case, wouldn't it be easy for him to hunt down the members of the Mountain Ghost race? I understand. I will handle this matter appropriately. I won't dare to trouble Uncle again. Lin Tianyuan nodded sensibly. Uncle, I shall take my leave. Lin Tianyuan got up and left. He knew that Lin Jufeng didn't want to be disturbed. After sharing the inside story of this matter, he left. Next, he was going to massacre the Mountain Ghost race. In the cold palace, Lin Jufeng looked at Lin Tianyuan's departing figure and nodded in satisfaction. He has indeed matured a lot. The blow that he had suffered this time was huge. To Lin Tianyuan, it instantly dispelled his childishness, his fantasies, and his ego. He had truly matured after suffering under such a heavy hand. He was determined to take his own revenge. Meow. The white cat called out and nodded. It also felt that Lin Tianyuan had truly matured. It's just that the price of maturity is often very heavy. Lin Jufeng couldn't help but shake his head and sigh at Lin Tianyuan's predicament. Lin Jufeng's attitude towards Lin Tianyuan was cold because he expected better from him. However, Lin Jufeng was Emperor Yuan's son and his nephew after all. Lin Jufeng's heart ached for Lin Tianyuan too after he encountered such a shocking truth. With Emperor Ming's sudden epiphany about his mistakes, he managed to correct the churning chaos in time. Fortunately, the disturbance that he caused within the imperial capital never shook the foundations of the Yuha God dynasty. The Yuha God dynasty was still the same as before, the same massive dynasty. But when this massive machine operated, the energy that erupted from it was terrifying. It was a calamity for the Mountain Ghost race. The mountain ghosts that had just been born and were wandering in the forest were captured and interrogated strictly. In just a few days, they lost many of their own kind. This made Lord Mountain Ghost, who was planning on plotting against the Yuha God dynasty, unable to stand still. He knew that concubine Ming must have been exposed and she had confessed everything. The Yuha God dynasty's actions of going all out to exterminate the Mountain Ghost race was something that he had never expected. In a room within the imperial capital, an old man was reading a secret letter. Contained within the letter were the events that happened in the Forbidden City within the past few days. It was much more detailed than the rumors, causing Lord Mountain Ghost to frown. I thought that this move would be able to deal with the emperor of the Yuha God dynasty without anyone knowing about the truth. Afterwards, I would then be able to control the emperor and force him to provide welfare for my Mountain Ghost race. It's a pity that all my efforts ended up in smokes. I'm already at the step of abolishing the empress, just how did the plan fail? Could it be that the human god of the Yuha God dynasty interfered? But the skin bag that I gave to Mei Niang for the livestock making technique was made by our ancestor. Even a human god couldn't possibly see through it so easily. Mei Niang is one of the best among my Mountain Ghost race. She won't give herself away. I just didn't expect that she would fail when it was about time to reap the benefits. The old man was remorseful. His face looked gloomy and terrifying amidst the flickering light of the lamp. He had never imagined even in her wildest dreams that Mei Niang herself would be the one to reveal herself by removing her disguise to take a breather. Coincidentally, all of these were done under Lin Jufeng's watchful eyes too. All of my efforts down the drain. But if Lord Mountain Ghost knew about what truly unfolded that night, he would definitely vomit a mouthful of blood in anger. He moved away from the illumination of the light. In the darkness, his wrinkles were deep. He wore rough hemp clothes and a look was enough to tell that he was a poor commoner living at the bottom of society. He was part of a very poor family with nothing but an old man remaining in the family. This old man became the target of Lord Mountain Ghost for his livestock making technique. From then on, the family had a new dog. Beneath the old man's skin was Lord Mountain Ghost, while the original old man lived inside that tied-up dog. As for the meat beneath the skin of that dog, Lord Mountain Ghost had already consumed it. Just like that, he managed to successfully stay in the imperial capital. Then, he remote-controlled Mei Niang and manipulated everything from behind the scenes. But now that the Yuha God dynasty had discovered this matter, he prepared to pack up and leave. But now that the Yuha God dynasty was now cognizant of this matter, he prepared to pack up and leave with his deductions in mind. The plan's failure was caused by the human god of the Yuha God dynasty. He is just too powerful, and he saw through Lady Mei's disguise. Now that the mountain ghost race is in trouble, it will be too difficult for me to save them. I have to ask the ancestor to stop the Yuha God dynasty from killing them all. Lord Mountain Ghost remained strangely calm under all of these. He seemed to know what he should do, and what he shouldn't do. The plan had failed. The Yuha God dynasty was now on their guard. He must leave now. Lord Mountain Ghost took off his outer clothes in front of the tied-up dog. Beneath the clothes was the skin of a very old man. The dog whimpered. It cried, but it couldn't make a sound. On closer look, its tongue had been sliced off. After removing his skin, Lord Mountain Ghost revealed his true appearance. His true visage was a mountain spirit that looked like a wild monkey. His body was thin and shriveled. This was also the reason why he chose to target the elderly. After all, there was no need for him to change into anything because their physique suited him. His cultivation was not that bad, at the martial sage realm. His entire body was black. His arms were long and his claws were also black. His eyes were blood red. It made him look like a malicious ghost. I've occupied your house for quite some time now, and I am returning it to you. I'll also leave your very own skin bag here. Put it back on if you have the ability to do so, Lord Mountain Ghost said to the dog. He laughed evilly. I forgot to tell you. All these years, the owners of the skin bags that I have chosen after executing the livestock making technique were all killed. But you are the first one to survive. Even I do not have the heart to kill someone who is already so old. Just take it that I am accumulating good karma. You must thank me for this. The dog whimpered and looked angrily at Lord Mountain Ghost. You were originally going to die. But now that I've stitched you together with this dog, you have more than a decade in extra years to live. Thank me for it. Lord Mountain Ghost chuckled before he turned around and left in a hurry. He wanted to find the ancestor of the Mountain Ghost race and make the Yuha God dynasty give up on their pursuit against the Mountain Ghost race. His body clad entirely in black, he left the imperial capital using the night as his veil. The next day, the dog forcefully broke free from the ropes and ran to the streets. It shed bloody tears non-stop as it rode with its claws. The old man didn't recognize many words, but he stubbornly wrote them out. Some of them were written wrongly, and some couldn't be understood at all. He was so anxious that bloody tears kept falling down his cheeks. One after another, people helped him complete this bloody letter. And this blood letter spread throughout the imperial capital. Countless people found out what Lord Mountain Ghost had done. Shock. Anger. The anger of the masses was instantly ignited. The crowd's emotions surged. They pulled the Mountain Ghost race, a race that had disappeared for 1,500 years and was assumed to be extinct, into the limelight. 15 minutes later, a bloody letter appeared on Lin Tianyuan's table. When Lin Tianyuan saw it, he flew into a rage and ordered a strict investigation. It was only then that he discovered that Lord Mountain Ghost had been hiding in the imperial capital all this time and he had escaped last night. But before he left, he even harmed an innocent old man. Chapter 51, Midnight Nightmare. The bloody letter revealed the terrifying livestock making technique to the world. Everyone went into an uproar. In the Forbidden City, Lin Tianyuan issued an imperial decree. Only 5 words were written. Exterminate the Mountain Ghost race. His order received the cheers and support of the people. With this, the matter finally came to an end. Lin Tianyuan directly got the Imperial Guards and the Forbidden Troops to search for every member of the Mountain Ghost race. As long as any of them were found, they would be arrested and brought to the imperial capital for imprisonment. Lin Tianyuan wanted to use the life and death of the captured members of the Mountain Ghost race to attract Lord Mountain Ghost and lure him over to the capital. In the cold palace, Lin Jufeng and the White Cat heard the lively discussion of the people outside. Under normal circumstances, Lin Jufeng couldn't really hear any noise from the outside while he was in the cold palace. He also didn't take the initiative to listen to the outside world. But even Lin Jufeng was disturbed by the people's fury. Using his divine soul, he expanded his spiritual perception and listened to the noises coming from the outside world. Through the crowd's voices, Lin Jufeng found out what was going on. He also learned about the contents of the bloody letter. The White Cat did the same as him and it also found out what was going on outside. After the man and cat understood the situation, they fell silent. The livestock making technique truly was evil. But Lord Mountain Ghost was a greater evil. To think that he would even set his sights on a lonely old man. Furthermore, he didn't even kill the old man. Instead, he wanted the old man to continue living as a dog. He clearly wanted to humiliate the old man. After understanding the contents of the bloody letter, Lin Jufeng's expression turned cold. He said, "I should have made a move and killed this Lord Mountain Ghost." He thought that Lin Tianyuan could handle this matter, but who knew that Lord Mountain Ghost was this cunning and evil? If he had known that this would be the case, Lin Jufeng would have attacked directly. No matter how powerful or cunning that Lord Mountain Ghost was, he wouldn't have been able to escape from the imperial capital. Seeing that Lin Jufeng was blaming himself, the White Cat meowed and comforted him. Lin Jufeng shook his head. Lord Mountain Ghost had already escaped from the imperial capital. Even if he was a human god, it would still be difficult for him to find the latter. Was this matter going to be forgotten just like that? It has been 7 days since Lord Mountain Ghost escaped. The matter regarding the bloody letter and the old man eventually died down. Although the old man still died in the end, he chose to end his own life. Everyone gradually forgot about this matter. However, the imperial court's army had set out to capture mountain ghosts everywhere. Whenever they discovered one, they would capture it. As a result, the common people still felt a sense of security with their actions. But to the mountain ghost race, this was a catastrophe. It has been 1,500 years since their last appearance, yet they immediately offended the #1 superpower in the world. The Yuha God Dynasty. The number of martial sages beneath the Yuha God Dynasty's banner could be considered to be close to 1,000 already. In the face of such an overwhelmingly powerful force, the resistance of the mountain ghost race was akin to that of a rock against an egg. Noticing these events, Lord Mountain Ghost became anxious. He hurriedly set out to find the sleeping ancestor of their race so that the mountain ghost race in its entirety could be saved. Let's see if your Yuha God dynasty can withstand the power of our ancestor from 1,500 years ago. Lord Mountain Ghost said with resentment. At night, Lin Tianyuan went to the Empress's palace to sleep. Although he had no love for the queen, after having interacted with her for so long, he knew how much he had hurt the Empress by being so foolish. Hence, he started to come over to her palace every day to accompany this first wife of his. Late at night, Lin Tianyuan was finally done dealing with the state affairs as he slept with the Empress. Usually, Lin Tianyuan never slept outright whenever he was done with the state affairs. Instead, he would quietly cultivate for a few hours to strengthen his cultivation base. But tonight, he truly fell asleep. This was the first time that Lin Tianyuan truly slept since his need for sleep disappeared due to his cultivation base. Tonight, he not only fell asleep, but he also had a dream. It was a nightmare. In his dream, Lin Tianyuan felt that he was being pursued by an evil dragon. Its speed was so fast that it was about to catch up to him and swallow him whole. He ran and fought back, but it was useless. He was sent flying by its tail. He crashed heavily onto the ground as he spat out several mouthfuls of blood. But just as he was unable to resist, the dragon let out a deafening sound. Emperor of the mortal world, release those captured members of the mountain ghost race, or I will devour your soul. With that said, the dragon bit down and swallowed Lin Tianyuan. No. In the Empress's palace, Lin Tianyuan jumped up in shock. He was drenched in sweat. His face was pale and his figure wobbled weakly. It was obvious that something had consumed some of his life energy. Your Majesty. What's wrong? The Empress asked worriedly. Lin Tianyuan looked around and slowly recalled. I had a nightmare. The Empress advised. Your Majesty, you are too occupied with a lot of things every day. You must be tired. I will get someone to make some supplements for the nourishment of your body. Dreams are all the opposite of reality. Since it's a nightmare, it means that your Majesty is about to encounter something good. Something good, Lin Tianyuan murmured. He didn't think so. The evil dragon in his dream had mentioned the mountain ghost race. Could it be that he had been too obsessed with them recently and thus, he dreamed about them? After expressing his gratitude but dismissing the queen's good intentions, Lin Tianyuan suppressed the doubts in his heart. He rested and recovered a little, then he dealt with the state affairs. At night, he stayed alone in the great council hall. He wasn't going to sleep, he planned to deal with the state affairs through the night. But in the latter half of the night, the lights flickered slightly. Lin Tianyuan's expression became absent-minded. He saw someone walking into the great council hall. A person shrouded in shadows was holding a blood-red longsword, dripping blood. As he walked in, the sound of footsteps echoed. What was even more terrifying was that behind this person, a sea of blood was surging. As he walked, it surged over, wanting to drown the entire great council hall. Emperor of the mortal world, it seems that you have forgotten what I warned you about yesterday. The man who was shrouded in shadows spoke in a cold voice. Lin Tianyuan's eyes widened as he watched in disbelief. Today is the last warning. There won't be a third chance. If you still don't release the captured mountain ghosts, I will come and take your worthless life tomorrow. The black shadow warned Lin Tianyuan before he slashed down with the blood-red longsword. The blood-red longsword swept up a sea of blood. Lin Tianyuan couldn't withstand the strike. He couldn't move at all. Boom! This sword directly split Lin Tianyuan into two. The pain was very real, jolting him awake from fright. The Great Council Hall was still the same Great Council Hall as usual, but Lin Tianyuan felt as if he had lost half of his life. It's the people of the mountain ghost race causing trouble. They want to kill me, but I won't give in. Lin Tianyuan gnashed his teeth. He slowly tried to heal the injuries on his body. This kind of attack was incredible. The attack he had just suffered through, truly was incredible. Once he recovered a little, he left the Great Council Hall. He headed straight for the Cold Palace. Arriving in front of the Cold Palace, Lin Tianyuan knelt on the ground and shouted, "Uncle, save me." Lin Jufeng waved his sleeve and the doors of the Cold Palace opened. He was very surprised to see Lin Tianyuan, who seemed to have lost half of his life. What happened to you? Lin Jufeng asked. Uncle, it's the mountain ghost race. They are the ones causing trouble and threatening me to release the captured mountain ghosts, Lin Tianyuan said weakly. He explained the situation to Lin Jufeng. In the previous 2 nights, he lost more than half of his life energy. He was on the verge of collapse. If that nightmare happened again, then he would definitely die. The mountain ghost race. Lin Jufeng's eyes flashed sharply. It's the ability to send one's divine soul into a dream. The white cat wrote with its claws. It knew about this strange attack. Entering a dream with his divine soul. I will slay his divine soul tonight. Lin Jufeng snorted coldly.